to my channel. Thanks for clicking on this video. My name is Kat and I'm a makeup artist and a licensed esthetician, and I really want to make more beauty content on YouTube. So today I did this look. It was inspired by Barbie Ferreira. I think I'm saying her name right, but Lilly Keys did her makeup, and the second I scrolled past it, it just caught my eye, it caught my attention, and it's definitely a look that I gravitate towards for myself, and more of the style of makeup that I do. She really has like a nice like flirty eye look. Her eyes are really captivating with this look, but her skin looks really fresh and you know, not overly done, not overly contoured, and yeah, I thought it was really beautiful. So this is the finished look, and if you want to see how I recreated this look, then continue watching. All right, let's get into it. It is like 80 degrees, so I probably look much more glowy than I want to. And she actually looks more like natural, just like a natural finish. She's not too matte, she's not too glowy. I am going to start with the face because it's just really hard for me to kind of gauge how I want my eye look without doing my face first. So I'm going to do my face first, and this is just a e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. Just kind of like starting from the front where I have some sparse areas, and just making little hairs here. I also have pretty dark and thick eyebrow hair, so I'm never trying to make my eyebrows look too dark or even too defined. I really just want to give it a little boost as far as the shape. I like to just have like a good shape to guide my eye look. Okay, I think that's good. You can always kind of go back later, so I'm not gonna put any like gel in just yet. One, because I might touch it up after doing the eyelid, just depending on if I feel like I need more definition or not. And two, my eyebrow hairs will just kind of like do whatever they want in the meantime. Now, if I wasn't doing so much of an eye look, if I was just doing like a simple eye, then I would put the brow gel in now, just to help to not pick up any like foundation or eyeshadow. But because I'm doing the eyeshadow first, I'll go in with the gel, and I'll just be very careful at the end. And I'm gonna go into complexion, and I'm gonna try to not look super glowy because it actually looks more like a natural finish, natural demi matte, I guess. So I'm going to use Maybelline. What is this called? The Maybelline Lumi Matte 30-Hour Wear Foundation. And I'm also going to just color correct a little bit with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. And I like that they have a bunch of color correcting shades. So this is the pink one, it's just more brightening. I'm gonna put just one pump. Honestly, a little bit of this foundation goes a long way. I'm gonna put that on the back of my hand, and I have the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. This brush, like, I have several. I love this brush. I cannot do my makeup without this brush. And I like to start here on my chin because this is where I have like the most discoloration. I love the finish of this foundation. I'm just taking whatever just left on my hand and like really buffing my brush in there and then just patting it on my forehead. I'm not gonna go too close to my hairline because I just feel like it looks more natural when I keep it like towards the center of my forehead. I have on my like transition shade, as you can see, and I'm gonna start going in for those like deeper shadows, and I just don't want it to be too warm. I don't want it to be too gray. So let's take You Raw and let's also take Bold Type. Let's mix those and see how that looks. Alright, so I'm gonna start here. And just kind of like pat it in. Just to see what those shades look like. I'm just gonna take more of Bold Type. Okay, honestly, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, I'm just gonna keep building that up in this outer portion without bringing it too far into the center and without blending it out too heavily first. Because I'm gonna take the same color and just place a little bit here. Almost like you would for like a halo eye. I forgot that I haven't set my foundation and I just touched it and I have all these fingerprints on it now. Okay. Alright, I'm going to take the same brush that I used that first shade on. I'm not going to put any eyeshadow, I'm just using it to blend those together ever so, and doing like some circles. And then we can just do like back and forth here, just to make sure that there's no harsh line. And I'm gonna blend that kind of like up into my brow bone. Rumor, I don't even know if I can show you the shade right here with my fluffy brush. Tap off all the excess. And I'm gonna go back to this outer corner and blend that down into my lashes, and then a little bit up and out so that most of the pigment is towards my lashes and not out here by my brow bone. I like watching videos like this where you see like the whole thing and all the in-between. And if I like it, other people must like it, and I just like long, chatty makeup videos where I can just see the whole process. And it really just shows you like every step. Like, it's not pretty. I think sometimes when you see the super quick reels and, you know, just super edited videos, then it's hard to understand unless you do full makeup, you're a makeup artist, or you do full makeup on yourself. Like, it's hard to understand that like it's a process and it doesn't look good through the whole process. And you know, a lot of times clients can get like a little scared halfway through seeing the makeup when it's not finished. And I'm just using this fluffy brush. There's no product on it, and I like to use that just to like run across the edges and just really make sure that everything is like soft and blended. Okay, I think this is looking really pretty good. Pretty good, if I say so myself. Okay. I'm not gonna do the shimmer yet because I'm gonna finish the rest of my face and then come back to the eyeshadow. I'm gonna take that e.l.f. brush and just kind of like go back around my foundation, make sure there's no lines from me touching my face. And I didn't take it down my neck just because I'm having like some like sort of rash situation happening here, and I know it's like red, but I'm trying to avoid putting any product on it, so that's where we're at. Okay, I'm gonna add some more concealer, and then I'm gonna do the slightest contouring. And oh my gosh, okay, that took forever for me to find my concealer. If you're still watching this, shout out to you, because I don't know, I feel like this is gonna be all over the place, but you gotta start somewhere, right? Like, oh, and by the way, I'm using this Fit Me concealer from Maybelline, which I'm not like loving, but I don't like to waste my product, so it has to be like really bad for me to not use it or to throw it out. You know what it's good for? It's good for spot concealing if it's not dry. If you don't have like a dry patch, but it definitely doesn't add any hydration for under eyes. So now I'm gonna set this with the Puff of Pass, the set and bake powder from Kimchi, which I love. I don't like bake with it, just because again, I feel like any fine line or any dry patch I have, if I use like a puff to actually bake with it, it don't look good. So I use this. This is technically an eyeshadow brush, but I kind of use it for everything. I love using brushes like multiple different places, multiple different ways. And I'm just gonna set my forehead. And my chin with the same brush. I just like how light but precise, because it is kind of fluffy, but it's small, so I can really pinpoint where I want to powder on the center of my face without it looking too heavy. And then on my cheeks, I am going to put a little bit more powder since I'm not doing like any cream blush or cream contour. I do want to have like a light layer of powder underneath the powder bronzer and blush. So I'm going to take the brush, this is a clean brush, like a clean contour brush, and I'm going to like just kind of dust that over. But I like to maintain like some of that glow from the foundation, so yeah, again, I don't want to use like a puff or anything too heavy. I want to keep the brushes nice and fluffy. And I'm gonna do a little bronze tour because this is definitely a bronzer, but I like to like contour with it. Don't look at how janky this palette is right now because I've dropped it many times. So if anything, that just goes to show that she's strong. But this is the Fenty Beauty Sunstalker Face and Eye Bronzer Highlighter Palette. I have this one right here. and just like really load up my brush in there. I guess this is what you want out of a bronzer. It's not like crazy pigmented, so it's easy to work with. It's not going to leave you with like streaks or like patches or anything, but because of that, I really need to like load up my brush because yeah, it's just, you want to make sure you have a good amount of product. All right, I'm just gonna put this around my forehead, bring some dimension back to my face. Cute. And maybe just like a little bit on my nose. It doesn't look like Barbie has like a heavy nose contour. She does have these cute freckles, and then her blush is definitely on her nose as well, which I love that look. So just to kind of give my nose definition again, I'm just gonna like kind of dust this across the sides. I don't have freckles, so that will help like that like sun-kissed like freckly look that she has like naturally. I'm going to place it where I would place my contour, but I'm gonna blend it up a little bit higher so that it's still giving me the bronze look, which is hence the word bronze tour, which I'm a fan of. And I think makeup companies are learning that people are loving the bronze tour, because I think we've been saying it for a long time, like what's a contour and what's a bronzer, and now they're just straight up like making contours that are like warmer, but people also use it like all across their cheek and not just like in the hollows to define. They're kind of using it to like warm up their cheek and define, which I feel like that's what I've been doing for years, and I love that look just with my face shape. I just like that look. So I'll start here where I would contour, and then I'll just kind of like take it up here, almost where you would like, where your blush would kind of meet. We are gonna add blush too, but starting to warm up. Oh my gosh. I should have just like slicked back all of my hair. Over here trying to be cute. I'm gonna go in with some blush, and I have this MAC blush in Mocha Matte, which I'm actually gonna, I don't know what it is about this formula. There's some formulas where like it'll start to, you can see like it gets this like shiny hard layer on top. I don't actually know the science behind that. I know it's a thing though, and really you just need to go in, and I have like a clean little spatula here. You just need to go in and like scrape off that top layer, which is like kind of annoying, but I do really like this blush. But you'll see like after a while, if you don't do this, it just like, it won't pick up any pigment. So yeah, I don't know what that's about. I'm gonna have to go look that up. Like, why is it that some products need to be, like you need to scrape it up, but I do know it's not just like this blush. I know it's a thing for other products as well. She has the blush very much like in the center of her face and then across her nose as well on Barbie. It looks really like young, and she's like, well, I just went to the pool today and then I came for this red carpet. Okay, I'm gonna take my same foundation brush and go around the edges. Now I feel like we can revisit the eyes. It looks like she has like a shimmer in the center, but then the inner corner is brightened with more of like a matte shadow. It doesn't look like there's any shimmer in the inner corner, but and that's something not too light either. No, I think I'm gonna go for this. It's called Mind Games. Just something to catch the light. I wonder if I can zoom in a little bit. Oh, perfect. Okay. And I'm gonna take that fluffy brush that I used earlier and just kind of blend that out a little bit on top. I'm gonna go for this shade Luxe. It's like an off cream white and trip. Luxe and trip, which is just like these two. How that looks right. Just kind of like carefully flicking that in there. Oh yeah. All right, let's do liner and lashes. I think this is like the most fun part of this look. I'm going to take an angle brush and this like gel liner from Maybelline. I'm just gonna like take a bit here and wipe off the sides. All right, I'm going to start on the outside and just do like a little flick. Just kind of starting a little bit higher than my lash line. I'm gonna do that on this side too. And like hold my breath while I do it. And I'm gonna take that edge and just start like flicking it up. And I don't really think I want this like super defined. This is really just to give the eyes that like lifted and flirty look. Because when we put on the lashes, you're not gonna see as much of the liner. And I'm just gonna keep, I haven't even added more product to my brush yet. So I'm just gonna keep blending that like close to my lash line. And keeping it very thin around my lash line. Very thin and very soft. I'm like smudging it basically into my lashes. Okay, I think I'm pretty satisfied with how that turned out. I'm gonna put more product on my brush. I have this like guideline already, but I definitely need more product to be able to blend it out the way I did on that side. And I'm not putting any product like on the very corner of my eye. I'm putting it like above on the very corner to really give that lifted, so that my eyes look more lifted than they actually are. Okay. I know it doesn't seem like there's a lot of product, but this little thin line does make a difference for the completed look. It makes it look more finish. It makes it look more professional. And I think I just need a little bit more on this outer corner. Nice. I'm gonna take this is the Ardell Naked Lashes in 421. I like to cut them in half and then use them in the corner, and that's what we're gonna do. And I think it's gonna be perfect for this look. Very versatile, but it's really the band that like just makes them so stinking comfortable and easy to apply. If I didn't have liner on, I would feel okay using one of these strips and then just applying mascara to blend it. So I'm gonna cut it in half. Actually, I'm going to like pre-curl my lashes. Not pre-curl, what's curl? I'm gonna curl my lashes. Boom, boom. Now I'm looking at like the eyeshadow and the liner on the monitor, like when I look down, and it's giving, as the kids would say. I definitely like this eye more than this eye, but I think that always happens. Like you always end up with one eye or one eyebrow that it behaves the best. But I think this look is cute. We're not even done, but I might have to go somewhere today. I might have to, because it's cute. I dropped the lashes. Okay, well, sorry I couldn't show you those. I do have these. These lashes are just as good, if not better. Okay, so I'm just gonna start putting these on the outside. Glue should dry clear, so I'm not too concerned about seeing the glue. That's drying. Let's do some lips. In one photo they look more nude, again because I think she was really trying to get more of like the true colors with the lighting, and then in another photo it looks more like pink, but like lip pink, like your natural lip color. I'm gonna go for more of a nude though. I have the Fenty lip liner, the traced out lip liner in Peanut Butter, which is like a nice nude brown for me. Just overlining a little bit in the center here. Now I'm getting to the point where I'm dropping everything. I think because I finished my coffee, everything is ending up on the floor. But I feel like that just gives me like that lip contour that I'm looking for, that definition. But I do like the traced out because they're very like blendable, and I always like to blend out that line. Take the Fenty Gloss Bomb Sticks and Fenty Glow, and it looks gross on top because, as you'll see, I like to apply it kind of like a dab, and I like this product because it gives you the pigment of a lipstick, but it does give you some lasting hydration. So blend that out. My finger again. to meet and marry the liner with the lips. I feel like this is a little bit too on the like brown nude side. So I'm gonna take another Gloss Bomb Sticks and Blaze Donut, which is like a little bit more of like a pale pink. And first of all, I'm gonna go where you can see my lips. I'm gonna put that in the center here. Let's just finish off with some mascara. Actually, I lied. I think I'm gonna go back, like I said, and touch up my brows. And I'm gonna take a little bit of brow gel. And I love the e.l.f. Brow Lift. Honestly prefer it over and brow gels. Oh my gosh, there's so much noise happening right now. Okay, so as you can see, that just kind of gives it more of like fluffy look, but not, we're not doing like a laminated brow. Not so perfect, a little bit undone. I'm not even going to line, I'm just going to randomly kind of smudge in the liner just so it looks, so you can see those like lower lash line, those lower lashes. Like small little details that it does make your look more tied together. Right now I'm gonna add some mascara, and I'm gonna take the L'Oreal Voluminous. Yeah, because we didn't put any lashes here in the middle, so I don't want it to look like there's such a stark difference between my natural lash and where I started applying these corner lashes. So but I really love how the artist is able to like maintain that soft glam look. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit on the bottom lashes and making sure that I like get the wand like all the way at the base. My finished look, and yeah, let me know how I did. Let me know if you like seeing celebrity inspired makeup, or if you like seeing makeup artist techniques. Like, let me know in the comments if you like this type of video. Get a little close up on the eye. More close up. And I need to find something to do today because this makeup came out too cute to not do anything. Okay.